Hey everyone, so next article डिस्कस करते हैं implications of increasing the size of the Lok Sabha. The government has circulated a set of 3 bills related to delimitation and women's reservation. यहाँ पे एक वर्ड आया है circulated. इसका मतलब होता है फैलाना, propagate करना. और इसके जो synonyms हैं वो आप सब comment section में लिखेंगे और इसका parts of speech है verb. These bills are expected to be taken up in the extended budget session from April 16 to 18 and would affect the working of Parliament in several ways. यहाँ पे एक वर्ड दूसरा वर्ड आया है जो कि है इफ़ेक्ट. इसका मतलब होता है वर्ब डालना और दूसरा एक वर्ड होता है जो कि होता है इफ़ेक्ट. उसका मतलब होता है नाउन कि उसका असर क्या रहा. सो दीज आर द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द टू वर्ड्स. लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन 131st अमेंडमेंट बिल प्रपोजेस द फॉलोइंग. प्रपोज मतलब तो जनरली लोगों को पता होता है. एंड इट इज़ अ नाउन. प्रपोजेस ये जो वर्ड आया है ये है नाउन. पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच इसका. द लिमिट ऑन द साइज ऑफ द लोकसभा विल बी इंक्रीज फ्रॉम 550 to 850. द नंबर ऑफ सीट्स फॉर ईच स्टेट इन द लोकसभा विल बी बेस्ड ऑन इट्स प्रपोर्शन इन द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ ऑल स्टेट्स. यहाँ पे वर्ड आया है प्रपोर्शन. प्रपोर्शन मतलब हिसाब से, उसके हिसाब से. और इसका पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच इज़ नाउन. This population will be based on such census, not necessarily the latest, that is specified by Parliament by passing a law. The bill also clarifies that the reservation of 1/3 of seats for women will be effective after a delimitation and will be valid for 15 years. The delimitation bill sets up a delimitation commission and its provisions are similar to the last one set up in 2002. Importantly, it requires the latest published census to be used. Therefore, the next delimitation is proposed to be based on 2011 census. The third bill extends these provisions to the 3 UTs with legislatures Delhi, J&K and Puducherry. इसका impact क्या रहेगा? There are several implications of these proposals. Implications मतलब इसके end result क्या होंगे और इसका parts of speech is noun. First, the freezing of seats until the first census after 2026 has been removed. Instead, seats will be decided based on 2011 census. An immediate implication is that the relative share of seats in the Lok Sabha for each state will change. The biggest losers are Kerala and Tamil Nadu, while the main gainers are Rajasthan, Bihar and UP. While the proposal will equalize the value of the vote of every citizen regardless of their state of residence, it will lead to MPs from UP and Bihar, 25% of the total seats up from 22%, having significant power to shape national policy. Second, the Constitution Amendment Bill provides Parliament the flexibility to determine the periodicity of delimitation and the census that will be used for the purpose. Currently मतलब इस टाइम जो चल रहा है, The Constitution requires delimitation after every census and to be based on that census. Currently there is a freeze on this until 2026. The amendment requires just a simple majority to determine whether to do delimitation and which census to use. The government of the day, as it would command the majority in the Lok Sabha, can effectively make this decision. They would need to pass it in the Rajya Sabha too, but that house will be weakened by the same bill, which brings us to the third implication. While the size of the Lok Sabha is being increased, there is no proposal to change the side of the Rajya Sabha. This affects the relative importance of the two houses. For example, if the two houses disagree on a bill, the president may summon a joint sitting. In such a scenario, each member of parliament has one vote. So the Lok Sabha with 543 seats has 2.2 times the votes of the Rajya Sabha with 245 seats. If we assume that the Lok Sabha will now have 815 seats, an increase of 50%, if it will have 3.3 times the strength of the Rajya Sabha. The effect can be seen with an example. Say the government has 53% seats in the Lok Sabha, 433 out of 815, and just 40% in the Rajya Sabha, 98 out of 245 seats. The government will still be able to get its bill through a joint session as it has a majority of total seats. The imbalance will also play out in elections to the offices of the president and the vice president, where each MP across both houses has an equal vote. A fourth implication is that limit on the size of the Council of Ministers will increase. The Constitution was amended in 2003 to limit the council size to 15% of the Lok Sabha. If Lok Sabha is expanded to have 815 MPs, the limit on the size of central cabinet will also increase from 81 to 122. Fifth, the increased size of the Lok Sabha reduces the opportunity from an MP to participate in the deliberations of the House. Part of his speech is noun. MPs ask questions to ministers to hold them to account and raise important issues in the 0 hour. Questions and 0 hour interventions. Interventions matlab hindrance. And parts of his speech is noun. Are chosen by lottery. An increased size of the Lok Sabha reduces the probability of getting balloted. Balloted is a kind of election procedure जहाँ पे selection होता है. The issue is exacerbated by the fact that Parliament sits for less than 70 days a year. Exacerbated मतलब induced or increased. Oh my god, writing change हो गई. Induced and increased. And the part of his speech is verb. Part of his speech इसका verb है. By the fact that Parliament sits for less than 70 days a year. Global precedents. Other countries also have large legislatures. For example, UK House of Commons have 650 members. It has evolved processes to provide opportunities to MPs to participate in discussions. It averages over 150 sittings a year and also has a robust committee system. Parliamentary committees can supplement deliberations. However, the Indian Parliament is found lacking in this respect. For example, every bill in the UK Parliament has to be examined by committees of both houses. In India, less than a fifth of bills are referred to the committee. There could be a simple impact on legislatures, though these bills do not have any provisions regarding the size of the state legislature. The decision will be taken by the Delimitation Commission. If they decide to follow the same rationale मतलब thinking. इस rationale का मतलब होता है thinking, and increase the size of 50%. Some states could have oversized legislatures. UP could end up having 600 seats, while West Bengal and Maharashtra could reach about 450. These bills will have significant impact on the composition of Parliament and its functioning, and are being introduced with no public discussions. It is imperative that such bills go through intensive deliberations, both outside and inside Parliament. At very least, they should be referred to a parliamentary committee which can engage with experts and wider public before giving its recommendation. यहाँ पे एक वर्ड अभी आया था imperative. Imperative मतलब important. And part of speech is noun. Part of speech, one second. Part of speech is not noun here. it is adjective. Imperative का part of speech is adjective.